Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So today what I want to do is take apart this crock pot. Found it on garbage day, unfortunately it doesn't work. And this crock pot, as well as other slow cookers like this, I do find quite often on garbage day. They are very easy to take apart and 100% scrappable. So I do have full breakdown videos on these styles. I love these because they do have a nice aluminum inner lining. They too are very easy to take apart, and I will include the link to that video in my description, full breakdown. This video, I do want to just focus on this one because this is a unique style. Not only is the inner frame here going to be cast aluminum, but it too also has a really nice thick aluminum plate here that heats the bowl and the food. So I'm going to take apart this one for today, show you how to identify the material, and more importantly, how to separate it properly, maximize your profit, and divert this entire thing away from the landfill. So here we go. As mentioned, putting a magnet to this. It did not have a lid to it, so not sure if the lid was glass and it broke. That could have been a reason why that person got rid of it at first glance. But I did take it home, plug it in, and I did realize it too was broken. But rule with any scrapping, before you scrap, do check to see if it works. And the nice thing about items like this, especially this one, these two can often have a ceramic bowl in them. And I have actually given one to a friend. A lot of times those will break and people will actually just go out and buy a new slow cooker. So there are items that you can still use in here if in good workable condition, or sell for parts because you are going to make more selling in good workable condition than a scrap. But this one I'm going to put off to the side here. I'm just going to put a magnet to it. You can see this is non-magnetic. The handles, however, are magnetic. So in order to get cast aluminum price for this, I am going to have to cut off these handles. If I was to leave them on, I'm going to get dirty cast price and downgraded tremendously. Cast aluminum right now in London, Ontario is actually going for 94 cents a pound Canadian. So an amazing price. At New Year's 2024, it was at 80 cents, but now that too has jumped like all other scrap metals. This here, once I remove it, this I'm going to throw into tin, and I'm going to get 10 cents to 14 cents a pound for those handles. But again, going to make sure I take those off. This cast aluminum is going to be a lot like your frying pans, your old barbecues, but this is really heavy as well. You can see, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to resell that. Heavily worn. There is a lot of scratches in there, but good scrap metal value for sure, good weight. And I will include on the in my comment section the full breakdown weights. So just going to put that up the side. And as mentioned, just going to take a grinder and actually just grind 2 cuts on this side. I am going to leave just a little bit of that cast aluminum, but I want to make sure I take that off. So some good item there. On the bottom, I'm going to look first at my appliance wire. I'm going to put some safety glasses on. Always like to work with safety, but I'm going to just start by cutting this. I will get the rest of the wire from inside later, but this too, really good price right now. This is going to be classified as 40% appliance wire and currently going for $1.94 in London, Ontario. So an excellent price. All of your appliance wire like this, vacuum cleaners, dehumidifiers, all those, great item to pick up. A lot of times I will see scrappers just go by and cut the cord, which is a good item, but again, they do leave a lot of goodies behind. But this right here, it does have, you can see on the edge here, some nice brass prongs. Some people leave those on for the weight. I do pull these off. I just use a pair of side cutters and snap them off. I put this into my brass. Currently, brass is at $3.60 a pound, and I have a really nice yogurt container that is being filled every day with these prongs, so it does add up. I look long-term, and brass in our scrappers world continues to be our scrapper silver. So 40% appliance wire here. On the bottom, just like my other slow cookers, there are going to be a couple bolts that fasten this in, so just going to pull those out. I have already loosened them. Okay, going to slide those off. And you can see right here, there's a plate. Just going to cut a few cords, wires. There is some wire in here that I am going to talk about in just a second. I just want to quickly start by looking at this. This bottom here is going to be tin. There are a few screws that I need to take out to further remove the rest of this wire. So I'm going to do that first. Just going to take these screws. My screws I always put onto a magnet on the side, and I also throw these into my tin. So they all add up as well, even though they're small. I often go to the scrapyard with a good 10-pound coffee can full of screws and bolts from scrapping. So want to make sure I get everything off that I can. Okay, but there's my box. The rest of this, once I pull out this wire here, again, is going to go into my 60% appliance wire. This bottom here, put a magnet to it. It too is tin. So again, 10 to 14 cents a pound for that. There is a nice little circuit board in here. This circuit board does have a small transformer. These transformers do have a separate category. They're about 25 cents a pound. But these do also have some really nice number 2 copper inside. And currently, number 2 copper is going for $5.25 a pound in London, Ontario. And these are well worth opening, taking out that copper, removing it. The nice thing is the rest of this shell is going to be tin, so it is going to be 100% scrapped, and I am going to make more money taking the time to separating them. There are as well 2 relay boxes here that do have a small little silver contact in them, and as well a small little spool of copper. So just going to actually break one off to show you right now. Very easy to do, just taking a screwdriver, pop that up. There is a small little case, and I'm just going to break it for this video here. And what's neat about these relay boxes is they too contain some silver. So I just cracked it on purpose. There it is, a little bit of plastic, but there is a nice little spool of copper. There are right here as well. What's nice about these is pulling that up, you're going to see not only a little bit of brass, some more copper, but there is, if I turn that to the side, that small little dot does actually contain a small amount of silver. So I'm going to take that silver, I actually just cut it off, and I'm going to put into a small vial for silver recovery. But again, relay boxes, excellent place to find scrap, copper as well. There's a little nub on the top there too, some more silver. There is a little bit of tin I got to remove off that metallic look, that is tin. But the rest of that is also going to be copper. Just going to throw that right into my number 2. So I do have a separate video on different places to find relay boxes and free silver, and I will also include the link to that video in my description. The rest of this circuit board is going to be classified as e-waste, low-grade board. I get about 6 cents a pound for this board, so zero waste there. And I am actually just going to leave it right on the plastic because this is very low value. They are not going to say anything at the scrapyard about this. This wire here is actually another category. I actually put this into low-grade wire. As you can see inside, there is not very much copper inside. It does have a strand of braided cord. There is a little bit of plastic inside. So this I do just actually throw right into a separate bag. I do not mix it with my appliance wire. So low-grade board, I get about 45 to 60 cents a pound for that. If in doubt, you can, if you separate it, the worst case that's going to happen is the gentleman or people at the scrapyard are just going to put it all on the scale together. If I have it mixed with all my appliance wire and they downgrade me, then I'm going to lose on the whole bag or bundle that I have. The people at the scrapyard do not have the time to go through it and sort it for you. So if in doubt, separate it. They could always put it back together. But again, for me, this is low-grade wire, but better than nothing for sure. On this here, pulling off the shell, and the shell you do want to check as well. This does have a nice magnetic or metallic look to it. Put a magnet to it. Because it sticks, this is going to be the same as tin. This is actually classified as magnetic stainless steel. It's actually, about 2 cents more than your tin, but it is a separate category. And in order to get that, I do have to remove the plastic handles on it. So because it is almost a cent or 2 more, not much, not worth my time to separate the rest of it. Just going to throw it right into my tin. If I was to put a magnet to it and it did not stick, it would be non-magnetic stainless steel, and that currently actually is going for about 77 cents a pound. So you do want to check for sure. That is the rule. Obviously, if it sticks, then it is magnetic stainless steel. there is a small control button knobs on here as well. That is also going to have a little bit of e-waste. So just going to quickly get to this as well. 4 little dials to this. And the nice thing about this shell here, it's going to be very easy to throw into my truck. You know, it compacts nicely, crushes down, not, you know, little shells like this. All of your panels from appliances, you know, washing machines, microwaves, dryers, those are all appliance metal that's going to be classified as either tin or shred, if you will. It's just a category at a scrapyard. And I can throw hundreds of pounds of this stuff in my truck. You know, easy to just step on it, bring it down to very small size, you know, so maximize my load for sure. But inside here, just gonna put this out the side, there is my little circuit board. I'm gonna just peel this away, look at it. Again, little circuit board, has a little bit of items. It's probably gonna have small little click buttons on it that do also contain a small amount of silver. So just give me 1 second. And I have had a couple questions from viewers saying, why don't I use a drill? I don't know. I like just using a screwdriver. It's, in my opinion, quiet and therapeutic. But there you go. So this is actually also a low-grade board. All of my buttons that you hear, there is a small amount of silver in these, but in my opinion, very, very trace amounts, very little, not worth my time to open them. So I will actually just throw this right into my e-waste. I will pull this wire off because everything helps. But again, 5 cents a pound for this, better than nothing. Tiny bit of plastic, okay? And here is my board, putting a magnet to this shell. This too is actually aluminum. You can see non-magnetic. And I do want to make sure, and I do this in all my videos because I have had questions from viewers, how to tell the difference between stainless steel and aluminum. If I was to hit this with a grinder and it sparks and it is non-magnetic, it's going to be stainless steel. If it is non-magnetic and I hit it with a grinder and it doesn't spark, it's going to be clean aluminum. So I do have my grinder set up right here for this experiment just to show you. But here you go, put on my safety glasses. So very easy test. Did not spark, so this is going to be aluminum shell, a lot like your crock pots like that, those oval ones. So this right now going for about 70 cents a pound for clean sheet aluminum. I do have to make sure that I pull off these bolts. That is going to be the first thing to get my clean value. If I was to leave those on and the people at the scrapyard ran a magnet to it and it was magnetic with the bolts, going to get downgraded. So this bowl, once cleaned of these bolts, going to be nice clean aluminum. Okay, so here we go. Just going to remove these last few bolts here. All right, so just got to make sure I have this connected. There we go. Okay, because really what I want to do is I want to get to that little cylinder here. Like I said, I don't find these hot plates often, but I want to get to that. So I'm going to actually just change it up. I'm going to make sure, probably not going to clean the whole thing off today for sake of time, but I want to see if I can get to that. There we go. Once you get that bolt loosened, there it is. It's just going to slide out. Okay, again, nice thing is these bolts look like they're in good workable condition. I can use them again. But if not, goes into my tin pile. Let's get this one started. There we go. Okay, there are going to be some heating elements that I have to pull off as well. There is also a small little relay box here. So this relay box, just going to put it up to the counter. You can hear a click noise. So that too is going to have a little trace of silver in it. These are your same relay boxes that come off of microwaves. Little brass connectors in there. You can see the brass prong just sticking off of that right now. So they too have a nice little bit of brass in there and a small dot of silver. But just gonna quickly see if I can release this. How? I'm gonna see it right there. I think there's a couple screws that I have to remove. Okay, so This one's a little bit more intricate than your traditional circular style, but again, it just goes to show you can find anything and everything on scrap day, and everything does have or could have scrap value to it. So here we go. And today, just to say, is May 5th, 2024. So that's the prices I'm quoting at right now. I just actually went on, looked at current prices. So that is current. So amazing scrap prices right now. It's a great time to be a scrapper and make a little extra money. So there you go. Just have to pull out this inner coil here. There is a small little bit of magnetic attraction that's going to have on there. And this does not weigh a lot, but the nice thing is it could be a good storage bin. I do have a lot of little pieces of aluminum that I can just put in here. But again, everything helps. Okay, so this heating element here does have right here, if I put a magnet to it, unfortunately, it is closed up. So because it is closed, this is actually cast aluminum, zinc cast. I can just tell just from the outside here, it does have a kind of rainbow effect. Unfortunately, there you see the heating coil there. But no matter, this is going to be dirty zinc cast, and currently right now is going for, I want to say 15 to 20 cents a pound. That one kind of eluded me just now. But the nice thing about that is there are styles of heating coils that I do have video on. Some of your slow cooker style hot plates, sorry, if you will. Some of those you can actually pull out the heating element if it's exposed. And I will include the link to one of those videos to show you how to do it. This one, however, because it has been fused shut, I don't want to waste a grinder opening that up to get out that heating element. So again, because it is magnetic, there are a few options that you could have. You could put it in a tin, which is, again, 10 to 14 cents a pound, or dirty cast. Where I am, I believe it's 15 cents a pound. So for me, monetarily speaking, and more of a profit going into my dirty zinc cast. But it does depend on where you live and prices. So there are both your options there. I am disappointed. I did believe that this was a nice, big, thick, look at how thick that is, piece of aluminum. But no matter what, still something better than nothing. A little bit of low-grade wire again. And I do also make sure I pull off these little connectors. These, putting a magnet to it, because sometimes they are magnetic. But I have also cut these off, given the price of brass. I will include these into my brass prongs. So another way to upgrade your value on your wire and brass, separating those items. But again, very easy to take apart. A nice aluminum bowl here, lots of tin, a very nice cast aluminum bowl here, unfortunately beyond sale or resellable, but gonna get the cast value for that at almost 90 cents a pound. A little bit of tin as mentioned, some dirty zinc cast, a really nice 40% appliance wire, as well as a little bit of #2 copper that's coming out of that at $5.25 a pound. A little bit of silver as well from these relay boxes. A little bit of e-waste, and again, another item diverted from the landfill. So hope you enjoyed that. Again, crock pots, slow cookers, they are out there. Do find them often. Very easy to take apart for sure. And, you know, something that I'm able to either divert from the landfill and take apart, or look for parts to sell in good workable condition. So hope you enjoyed that. Again, happy day. Thank you for all the questions and comments that I've gotten from people, feedback. I do try to get to the questions as quick as possible, and I do appreciate all the support, as well as the questions and well wishes. So thank you again. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.